All right, good morning. IUI round 3 update. This guy's getting ready to go give his sample. It's literally like 7:22 on a Sunday morning. We've never had to do this on a weekend, which is a little bit weird and stressful. Okay, good luck. Love you. Love you. It's a little bit weird that I got my peak LH yesterday, Saturday. So you have to call like a different department because obviously like the normal people are not there, and then they have to, it's just like everybody that's on call for the weekend basically. So we wanted to just get it done as soon as possible in the morning. So he's on his way there for an 8 a.m. appointment, and then I am going at 10 a.m. like 2 hours later. That's how it typically works. But yeah, it's like 7:20 in the morning on a Sunday, which is kind of crazy. But it's October. No, it's not October. It's September 6th. So it's very exciting, huh, Stinky boy? We obviously are still hopeful and excited and positive, but I think also feeling a little bit like not expecting much just because of how the last 2 rounds have gone. It's also a little weird because I had work today, but it's also like my body is extremely consistent, as probably I've mentioned, and I pretty much knew I was gonna ovulate today, and I didn't really think about it far enough in advance to make sure I wasn't working, but I was scheduled to work today, but I told them I probably wouldn't be able to make it, so I just need to make sure I get a doctor's note to excuse me from work. But it is at least helpful that I am gonna get off of work, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, it's a little weird because I am missing work. And then also I was vlogging yesterday. It's Labor Day weekend, so my siblings are up visiting, my parents are here, they have friends visiting from New Jersey. Basically like we wanted to all get together, but now I had to be like, oh, I have to get blood work done, because we're not really like telling anyone that we're, you know, actively doing the IUI right now. So I'm just like, oh yeah, I have to go get blood work in the morning as like my excuse. And that's kind of my excuse for work too. But anyway, I have to kind of get myself together and make breakfast so that when he gets back we can eat, and then we pretty much have to turn around and go back all over again. All right, it is now 9:52. We're about to pull up shortly to the doctor. He went in this morning. Successful sample provided.
Don't be weird about it.
And then he came home. I had breakfast pretty much made. We had to like basically turn around immediately and head back. And they're still not letting like couples go in together and stuff like that, so he kind of just has to like wait in the hallway. It's almost my turn. All right, we're here and we're about to do this. I'm just laying here like on an incline, absorbing. Very relaxing in here also. Okay, we are out. Obviously, I'm giving Ken the lowdown.
It's different numbers than is on the paper that she verbally just told me?
No, I'm holding the paper right here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, so motility went from the first time 88 to 100, and this time down to 75. The A++ best quality sperm went from 83 the first time to 80, down to 71. So it's basically got worse every time.
I wonder if I
yeah, so maybe you should have did that. The average quality sperm went from 4% last time to 20%, and now it's only at 3%.
Okay.
So you have less, but the problem is the 0% completely like shit sperm went from 12% the first time down to 0 up to 25%.
Okay.
So basically in all the things I've told you so far, it's gotten worse.
Okay. Wow, look at that jet.
But the first time you had 1.8 million, yeah. Second time you had 1.3 million, this time you had 3 million.
Alright, we're trending.
No, we're not.
We tripled. We nearly doubled, tripled. That's the main one that I'm concerned with.
Well, yeah, but basically,
because you know, even if you had a smaller percentage that are good, you doubled the amount. So now you have.
Well, no. So basically, we had 2.25 million. If you take 25% motility out of it, that leaves us with 2.25 million.
Yeah,
swimming.
Yeah, I mean it's trending in the right direction.
Yeah, it is. She said it. Basically, this sample is very comparable to our last time.
I understand it perfectly well.
Okay, but you're not really saying anything.
Yeah, I already said that that's trending in the right direction. Like we're upping the amount we have.
Yeah, but the quality of it's all worse.
Yeah, but quality and quantity, we can separate them as two different pillars to work on.
Not really. The vitamin C was supposed to be the quality, the cooling was supposed to be the quantity.
Right, and I drank.
We're working on both.
So I wonder if me drinking a lot last night brought the quality down.
All right, I'm just hopping on here for a little, kind of like TTC update. Not really an update, but more just like our next little step. So it's September 8th. I got my third IUI on the 6th. Yeah, I think it's been like about 48 hours. It seems like much longer ago. And while I was there, I was talking to the nurse, just kind of asking like, okay, so now that it's the third IUI, typically most people only do like 3 to 4 IUIs. Typically, like if your third and possibly fourth one don't work, then it's typically time to like try something else. Like if it's not going to work by them, statistically it probably won't work. I mean, in theory it might work eventually if you do like 20, but obviously it's not the most efficient way, like time-wise or financially, to do it. So I wanted to talk to her because I wasn't sure, like, okay, now that typically like you start your next treatment, whatever you're gonna do, IUI, IVF, whatever, you start it like on the first day of your period. So for example, if this doesn't work for us, which obviously we're praying and praying and praying and hoping that it does, but if this one doesn't work for us, then by the time my period comes around and I find out that it didn't work, we will have like no really plan as to what we do next. Like we could just immediately start a 4th round of IUI, but if we want to do something different, we wouldn't have a game plan in place yet, and we would just be like, okay, now what, we need to make an appointment to talk to the doctor. And she actually said that typically most couples do like make an appointment to consult with the doctor, because we haven't actually sat down and chatted with the doctor since December. I think that was when our original appointment was, and after that, we like since then we've just been doing the testing and the IUI. We haven't actually like talked to him specifically about like a plan. So she said most couples make an appointment in between like their third IUI and when their period would come, like that 2-week window, to just discuss with the doctor, like if this doesn't work, what do we do on the day that theoretically my period comes? Like what do we start next when I find out if this didn't work? What do we do next? Rather than waiting to find out it didn't work and then having to squeeze in an appointment with him, which may or may not take, you know, a couple weeks to have an opening to have an appointment with him. And then yeah, by the time you get an appointment, it could be a couple weeks from then, and then, you know, now you're starting to lose time. And even if this does work, we're still thinking that like for the rest of our family, like we want to have a whole bunch of kids, we might just need to do IVF anyway, because I think that will just be more efficient. I mean, it's gonna be obviously a lot more expensive and a lot rougher on my body and just a lot more of everything, and I'm honestly kind of terrified of it. But if you want to have a big family, like it seems, as we were talking about, it just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to just constantly do IUI, because most insurances like ours only cover 3 of them like lifetime. So like if we did want to do any more, we'd have to pay for them fully out of pocket, which they're not like insane, they're not anywhere near the cost of IVF, so they're not like insanely expensive, but they're such a low percentage compared to IVF of it working that it just seems to like be a little bit of a waste of time. The likelihood of it working is so low that it just seems like we'd be wasting a lot of months. Like even if we got pregnant this time, trying it again after that baby, you'd be trying a lot of months and probably, you know, not having a ton of success, at least not very efficiently. So even if this did work, we would probably just want to do IVF so that we can, you know, get a little bit more of a better, more efficient plan to build the rest of our family. So anyway, we have a virtual appointment. What I'm getting around to is we have a virtual appointment with our doctor here in about 20 minutes just to like talk to him about our game plan. And y'all, I came up with so many questions. I did a lot of research and I came up with like literally, I printed it out and it's 8 pages worth of questions to ask him. Ken's like, oh my gosh, like I just like to obviously be thorough, and I just have, there's a lot of questions to ask. So we're having this virtual appointment with him, which is good because both of us can't go into the office, so it pretty much had to be virtual unless just one of us wanted to go. So yeah, I have, I think like 30 questions. So I'm assuming he's gonna cover most of it. I probably won't need to ask it, but I've done a lot of research. I have a lot of questions. I'm actually quite nervous for the appointment just to like find out what he's gonna say, but it'll be exciting to have kind of a game plan of like what we need to do next if this doesn't work, but we're hoping and praying that does. But I'll update you afterwards.